All right, now you've gotten all those down. Once those are down, the next step is to take each of those things, each of those 5 areas, and create your daily ritual that corresponds to that area. Your daily ritual that corresponds to that area. Starting with an affirmation, okay? Your affirmation is an I am statement. Who do you need to be in order to achieve that thing? In order to, in 2 months, be there, in 1 year, be there. Who do you have to be today? And put it like I am. And write it out for each of those 5. That's your first step. Once you've got that, the next thing to do is choose your daily 5. What's your daily 5? Okay, here's the secret that makes this work. People have to have a daily ritual, but what we do is we get up inside our head too much, we get in our way too much, we're too afraid to actually have those things happen in reality, and so we don't do the daily simple things that we know we need to do. Bottom line, because we're not being who we need to be. That's why. Sorry about that. That's a cool shot though. Hey, this is beautiful down here. I love it down here. They're not being who they need to be. At the crux of it, at the source of it all, if you know what to do and you're not doing what you know, it's because you're not being who you need to be. So we're gonna put in a daily affirmation. First, we have to identify what it is. What's your I ams that you're not connected with? You haven't been connected with. They probably haven't been written out. If they have been written out, you're not doing them every day. If you are doing them every day, they're not connected up right. It's not aligned properly. You didn't start with the beginning, with the end in mind. You don't have the proper belief system to make it happen. So the fact that you haven't achieved these goals, or you've been feeling like you've been going around in a circle for all this time, or in this world of scarcity all this time and working so hard and grinding out, that's no problem. You have done the very best you could with what you had. It was just like me. I'm just a kid. This is how I was taught to work. This is what I was taught about money. There's nothing wrong with it. We do the very best we can with what we've got. You've been doing the very best you can with what you've got. Now there's a new thing that's possible. And a belief system to help make it happen, that will actually destroy, and actually not destroy, but just it'll override, it'll transcend the old belief system. You don't have to go get on new beliefs and identify every limiting belief. Once you identify yourself out of it, who I am, and once you identify who you are and who you're not, you can transcend all the belief stuff. This is the shortcut. This is the gimmick that makes the magic work. Every magic trick's got a gimmick. With my disappearing cloth, it's the fake thumb. The person who's watching doesn't know that there's a fake thumb, and it doesn't really take a whole lot of effort to hide the fake thumb. It's just like if you know the secret and you have the fake thumb, it takes a little bit of practice with it, and then all of a sudden, you're able to make this handkerchief look like it disappeared. And that's exactly what I did. I made this, I remember these people were watching me, and I would make this handkerchief disappear right in front of their eyes and make it look so small and so simple, and then convince them that they could do it, and then put that magic trick into the hat and sell it as a whole magic set at the end. It was the best process ever. Simple trick, simple trick, simple trick. Put each one in the package, take the value of the whole package, sell it at a discount if they did it right now, if they decided today, and bam. Huge transference of value, huge transference of energy and emotion, and it was fun for me and making huge money, helping these people. And I tapped into, I actually kind of had this epiphany one day. I remembered I was out working and I'd gotten to the lowest low of the whole thing. I was like dude, I've been doing this for 5 years, learning all these tactics and techniques of how to sell. I know how to sell, and how come I can't get myself to sell? How come I can't sell the way I should be? The way I know I can be, the way other people are, who are not as smart as me. Why can't I do that? Like, what is it that's wrong with me? And I felt like I wanted I felt like I was so broken that I just didn't even want to live another day, honestly. And boom, it just popped right into my mind. Before that epiphany popped in, I was at such a dark place. I'd come home, I had been getting 0, 0, 0. I couldn't sell. I wouldn't go out and knock on the doors. I wouldn't go work. I was like burnt out, and it was like grinding this uphill, pushing this giant boulder uphill, and it was like, I want out of this, but I can't. I'm totally broke. I can't stop, so I have to work for money. It's always about making money in order to survive. The money was coming from scarcity. My action was coming from scarcity. And so I had to grind and hustle and work all this unnecessary force and resistance. And so it showed up in my countenance, it showed up in my conversations, it showed up in my way of being with the person. And all of a sudden, one night, it was just like, I kind of let go and surrendered and had this big blow up with my wife. I remember I slammed the door and I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. And she's like, you're okay, it's fine, it's fine. She was always trying to cheer me up. And I lost it. And I slammed the cupboard and I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's not okay, there's something wrong. And I went in the bed and I slammed the door behind me and I just cried. And I felt like I'm never gonna get another sale again. And I hate the way I'm doing this and I don't know what else to do. And the epiphany hit me, dude, remember, how did you do it in the magic days? In the days when you did magic, how did you do it then? What was your approach then? I was like, I was having this little conversation with myself for a second, and I just said, I was having fun. It wasn't about me. I was helping them, and I was serving them, and I tapped into my charisma, and I realized, and I remembered that charisma. I remember that looseness, that natural ability kind of came back. It kind of comes back when you don't focus on you, when you take yourself out of it. When you realize that it's no ego, we go. It's not about who I am, it's who we are together. And I'll be whoever I need to be so that whoever we are together gets you that outcome. Because if you get the outcome you want, I get the outcome I want. We're on the same team. The thing that you want, that you've written down, the 1-year goal and the 60-day SMART goals, the 1-year vision and the 60-day SMART goal, with its accompanying affirmation now, that thing wants you. Get connected to the reality in the world where it wants you. Who wins if you get that? Everybody wins. Who loses? Does anybody lose if you achieve that? Can you get connected to that? Put it into a daily affirmation, an I am statement, and connect more with the feeling of it. In fact, you're so grateful that you are a living, breathing expression of the presence of realness. That's one of mine. I am a living, breathing expression and demonstration of the presence of realness. What are yours? Each of the 5 areas will have a corresponding one, all right? So get those written down. We're gonna put those into a daily practice now. Every single day, you wake up and you go on a gratitude walk, a 10-minute walk where you are just grateful for what's there. Start with the legs that you're walking on. Feel the feeling of gratitude for 5 minutes. Then do your affirmations for 5 minutes. There's one for each of these 5 areas. They all have a 1-year vision with them. They all have a 90-day SMART goal attached with them. Write those down and connect with the feeling of that's who you are. Because in your daily conversations, you're gonna just simply tap into and be whoever you need to be for us to win. For us to win, us is whoever you're talking to, whoever you're with. Because you got the daily meditation, you're gonna daily check back into that and connect back up with it so this stays alive in your life. And the last step I'll get to on the next video. See you over there. All right, get this part done. All right, bye.